So we're going to start out with some of our black eyed peas. These have been washed and I let them soak overnight in some water. So now they're pretty well plumped and everything. And I'm going to flavor these with some beef bacon. And of course, it's going to have some other ingredients. So let's see how I get this put together. This is going to be a crock pot dish. So we're going to start out by putting our beans that have been washed and soaked into a crock pot. And for a little extra flavor, I'm going to also use some of this Better Than Bouillon chicken beef broth. And I'm going to add about 2 cups of water to this. And this is going to help add some flavor to our beans. Now, of course, this is optional if you're using smoked turkey necks or any type of smoked meat. But I wanted some extra flavor versus just adding plain water. So after you get your broth together, I'm going to go ahead and just add my 2 cups of broth along with about a teaspoon of garlic, that is minced garlic, and then I also have some chopped onions. This is about 1/4 cup. Of course, you can use your own discretion of how much or how little onions and garlic into your beans you would like to use. And I'm going to also season this with a little bit of Slap Your Mama seasoning. Just going to go ahead and sprinkle that in, and I'm using about a good 2 teaspoons. You can add that according to your taste buds as well. I also have about a teaspoon of salt and pepper, but I'm only going to use a half of this. Just sprinkle a little bit in because I'm going to test it or taste it later because I don't want this to be too salty. And I'm going to let this cook on high for about an hour. And then I will lower it because this is going to cook all night. But for some better flavor, I'm going to go ahead and fry up some bacon. So right here I have my beef bacon, and I'm just going to grab a few strips and I'm going to go ahead and cut these into pieces before I fry them because they're going to be our natural flavoring bacon bits. So we're just going to cut them into big chunk strips and then they're going to get fried up. So we'll be right back when I'm finished cutting up these. We're going to put these in a skillet and get these going. After you chop up your bacon, just going to place it into the skillet here. And I'm going to let these fry up until they're good and crispy. You want to make sure that your bacon is good and crispy before you put them inside of your beans. Now, some people might just chop them up and put them in their beans the way they are. But I like to pre-cook mine as much as possible and then let the flavors finish soaking through. And believe me, we're going to get all these little grease bits here at the bottom that's accumulating also. That is not going to go to waste. Now my bacon is good and crispy and it is ready to be added to them beans. Look at all that juice and flavor. That's going to get some good flavor to them beans. And all I do is just go ahead and pour that right in. And then I'm going to stir that up and it's going to cook all night long. So all of those flavors are going to soak through those black eyed peas and we're going to taste the mugs. I'll taste the broth in probably about 3 hours to make sure that it is not too salty. But we're going to let these cook all night and they are going to be so good. Okay, it has been an hour. And so I'm just going to give this another quick stir. And I'm going to switch this from high to low and let this cook all night. Okay, everyone, it is the next day, and guess what? These beans look amazing. Or peas. I keep calling them beans. They're actually peas, but either way, they look amazing, and I can't wait to show them to you. Look how they have cooked down. Oh, man. My camera is getting a little bit foggy. But, oh, these babies. They are so amazing. So now we got to do a couple sides. Got to cook some rice and I'm going to do some maple glazed turkey ham. That's going to go with these beans. Look at those bacon chunks. Oh, man. You talking about some full of flavor? All right. Now to get started on that maple glazed turkey bacon. Okay, so right here I have my smoked turkey ham and I'm going to slice these up on my plate. And then I fried up some some beef bacon again earlier this morning for my son because he realized he liked it and so he wanted to make him a sandwich. So I fried up some more beef bacon and I'm going to use this grease. And I am going to slice up my turkey ham and place it in here because this is my Copper Chef, which I love. And I'm not a spokesperson for it, or nor am I sponsoring them. But I'm going to let that meat lay in here, and they are going to absorb all that smoky beef bacon flavor into those sliced meat. So right here, I'm just slicing it up, and you can slice it to how thick or how thin you like it. I like mine a little bit on the thick side. And once I slice them up, like I said, I'm going to place it inside that skillet. And now I'm just laying the slices along here, just like that. Now, after I place my meat inside, of course, this is optional, but I like to add a little bit of herbs to mine. And I just added about a half a teaspoon of parsley and a half a teaspoon of basil. And so now I'm going to drizzle on some really good maple syrup. You want to use some really good maple syrup when you're pouring it or using it for your glazed ham dishes. And this is turkey ham. Of course, you can use the pork, but I don't do pork, so I'm just going to drizzle this. And this is going to bake in the oven on 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes, at least until all of that flavor soaks through. And then that will be it. Of course, you can't have any beans or peas without some good old homemade cornbread. I will put the link at the bottom of how I make my homemade cornbread too. This will go in the oven and bake at 375. Oh yeah, did I mention you gotta have rice with your black-eyed peas? Or any bean. Ooh, light and fluffy. Can't wait to have this with my black-eyed peas. Okay, pulled out my glazed turkey ham here. And they are done. I did flip them a little bit. Let some of those herbs soak through. I might let them go probably another 10 minutes. But it's all up to you. I had to add an extra 10 minutes. So instead of 15, I did let these cook for almost a half an hour. But they are, ooh, it's smelling so good. So I'm going to actually let these go another 10 minutes in the oven. So that way they can get a little bit more of that maple flavor, get more of this toasty color. Okay, we got this all done here. My cornbread, pretty golden brown, and of course, my turkey ham all nicely glazed. Now it's time to plate this. Talking about a southern meal out of this world? Yes, it is. Gonna be amazing.